Welcome to Shooting Straight with Brad and David. I'm David Clouse, your Navajo County Sheriff.
And I'm Brad Carlyon, your Navajo County Attorney.
And this month we're joined with a couple of our SAV volunteers from the Navajo County Sheriff's Office. We have Connell and Jon Schneider. Thank you both for coming.
Our pleasure.
You're welcome.
Well, Christmas is quickly approaching. We can't believe we're already talking holidays and Thanksgiving and Christmas. It seems like we're just celebrating the 4th of July. But I guess that happens to us every year. We get cut by. But appreciate you coming. We wanted to talk a little bit about what our organization, your organization, the Sheriff's Auxiliary Volunteers, you guys do so much every holiday season, not only throughout the entire year, but around the holidays. You help kids with Christmas, and you do a big toy drive.
We appreciate your sentiment, Sheriff. Yes, we think that the children are very important to the SAVs. We are the eyes and ears of your organization, so we directly represent you. So we want to make sure that we put on a good face with the children, and one of them is to try to give them presents that we can. And we're dealing with the 0 to 6-year-olds this year, and we're not going to have as many as we have in the past because of the climate and the pandemic and everything. But we're looking for 200 kids countywide that we want to sign up for the present.
There's besides the age group of 0 to 6, are there certain other demographics you're looking at for identifying these children?
Well, we have sign-up sheets that are available on our website, which is www.savofnc.org, and that will take you right directly to the sign-up sheet. And what we're looking for is we're going to give each child a backpack with the SAV emblem on it, and there'll be non-gender specific toys, basically, but we'll take the kids, any kids from 0 to 6 years old.
So it doesn't matter if they come from an affluent family or if they're need government assistance.
That we don't have any income restrictions whatsoever, none. So we welcome them all.
So you said people can nominate kids to be able to get your backpacks?
Yes, sir. We have forms on here that they can fill out, and they'll send it in. They can submit it by email, or they can stop off at any sheriff's substation and pick up the form there, and then we will collect them all. And we'll split them up by the area of the county they come in. Like we have the Hebrew Overguard area, and then we'll have Sholo area and Snowflake Taylor, Pinedale, Cedar, or Pinedale and Clay Springs area. And we'll get them all together, and then the toys will be delivered to that specific area, and the SAVs assigned to that area will distribute the kids to the children based on the information given to us by the parents.
How many years has this been going on now?
Well, I've been with the SAVs for about 3, and this is ours. We missed it last year, I believe, John.
No, we did it last year.
Did we do it last year?
Yeah.
Okay,
but then I've been with them since 17, and we've done it. But in the past, it's been where through W. Stephen Martin and his toy drive down in Phoenix, we've gone down to Phoenix and spent a night down there, and then loaded up trailer and back to vehicles and everything, and came back. I know 2 years ago we had 696 children that we actually took care of. And last year we limited it to 200 because of the pandemic. And this year because of the pandemic and lack of funds, we're limited it to 200 again.
So where do you get the funds to do this?
The funds come from donations. Donations, we do house watches. We work special events like for Sholo Main Street. And they give us donations for our services, and that's where everything comes from.
And then can other people in the community just write you out a check or however you do it anymore?
We take general donations. We get donations sometimes. We have a couple of trusts that send us a donation once a year.
So how much money are you looking to raise to be able to get toys for 200 plus kids?
I have no clue. I haven't had little kids in so long.
We don't have a set figure. We'll use it from the donations that come in, and then plus what we have in our reserve units that we will go ahead and tap into that if we don't have enough. But the children it's a very important program with us, so we want to make sure that we do have the money for them. And if they'd like to donate, they can go to our website and welcome and do a donation. They can submit it over the website for us, and we'll go right electronically, and then we'll get that money.
You said in the past you've done this through the W. Stephen Martin's toy drive. You're not using them this year?
They don't know whether they're going to have it, and we can't sit around and wait. Because of the pandemic, he didn't have it last year. And he was between storage places for the toys that he gets donated. He had a warehouse in
Tempe.
Tempe the last time we went down. No, was Glendale the last time, Tempe the year before that.
Yeah.
And we actually went down, and you actually have a list of, each SAV has a list of 5 or 6 kids that you shop for. And you go off of that list of what they wanted. You know, what they desired. You can't always get them what they wanted. Some of them, I had one year that wanted a Lamborghini.
I'll take one of those.
I was hoping it was a radio-controlled one, but he wanted the real thing.
But yeah, that W. Stephen Martin toy drive it's impressive.
Right.
I mean, they've done that for many years, but it was sad to see last year the donations were down plus the pandemic, and so they made the decision because they didn't have the supply they did, and I'm understanding this year the toys just weren't there, and I don't know if it's a supply chain issue or if it's it could be a lot of things.
I was going to say that the supply chain issue I think we're kind of concerned about, because I know I was up at Walmart yesterday and the shelves in there are already starting to empty of toys and everything. People are getting in there because of the information coming out, and some of the press releases have been released.
They want to
call FedEx if you want to get a Christmas present.
Yeah.
So people are getting spooked.
So we guys try to buy locally then and keep the money circulating within the communities?
Yeah, we do. We try to buy everything we can locally. I mean, the only thing we have to farm out really is the uniforms. Everything else, we have any kind of printing or the patches or anything like that are all done locally.
So if somebody wanted to give a family, they can get on the website, but if they wanted to donate, would you take donations at the substations, or for toys, they can drop off toys at substations? And
yeah, they can do it that way, or they can do it electronically on the internet, of course, or they can on that website there's a P.O. box in Snowflake that we have, and if they wanted to just write a check and put it in the mail, it would go to the P.O. box.
For a monetary donation, they can go through the mail, but physical, if they have...
For the toys, they can drop it off at our substation. Our contact numbers are on the website, so they can cut a hold of us, or any deputy that's assigned to the area, they can get them, and they'll know who to contact in the local area. And a lot of times in Hebrew Overguard, it would be me, so I can go down there to the substation. I only live about half a mile from the substation, so I can go right down there and accept the gifts that come into the substation without a problem. And we have the storage area room down there for it, so you can bring in all the donations you want, and we'll find a storage space for it.
Yeah. And so 200, you're looking to do 200?
200 children countywide.
And some years you've done as high as 400 or 500, haven't you?
We've hit up as high as 600, I believe.
696
a couple years
years ago.
And it kept us busy, but it was well worth it when you take those gifts to the kids, and their faces just light up, and it's tremendous, and it really makes us feel really good that we're doing something for those kids, because a lot of them are from poor income kids, and they don't have much of a Christmas, and then somebody from the outside comes in and they present them these gifts, the kids just really light up. So
I know some of the local law enforcement agencies do this shop with a cop and other type of things. Do you coordinate with those other agencies to make sure that we're covering as many children as possible?
We try to. We don't always get them together, but we try to. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that each unit, like Pat said, there's a unit in Hebrew Overguard, there's one in Cedar Hills, which is Snowflake Taylor area, White Mountain Lakes, and High Country, which is Pine Top Lakeside and Show Low. And what we do is we give a donation, or donations too. We split it up amongst local charities. We write them a check for X amount of dollars. And we haven't decided on the amount that we can afford this year. But at the next board meeting, I'm sure that'll be brought up so that we'll know. And then they decide on what local charity they want to give to. So it's going out. They're going to get money. Let's say, I know that in the past we've given to the Love Kitchen, but they're not going to be around this year. I wish that we could do something to, keep them going, but we just don't have the funds.
So you try to cover families as a whole
we try to cover,
through these donations? Yeah,
families and homeless people that use these other facilities, like the Love Kitchen and other places, and Salvation Army, places like this. In the past, we've donated to the Veterans Village.
Okay.
And since this website is open to everybody that has a computer, they can get onto it. They can go ahead and print it off themselves. And in addition to not only the sheriff's office, but the Show Low PD can do it also. And they can get in there and they can probably come up with some few things too. And I know we give out this to deputies, and deputies will go all over the county, and kids that they know out in their rural areas that we don't get out to. a lot of times they'll go out and they'll drop it off right there, and then they'll make sure that they get us into it. So we get out, we expand ourselves out as far as the county as we possibly can, with the help of our sworn deputies.
I know another good source for information on kids that might need assistance is through the teachers at school.
We do that. That's one of our points of contact that we're going to go into the schools and give them a few of these applications here, and then they can pick out who they want to pick out. Like I said, it's unfortunate that we have to limit it to 200, but we have to stay within our monetary confines that we have. So that's what we're shooting for, is 200 children.
Yeah, but Brad, that's a great question you brought up about soliciting and finding children within the county. I know Shop with a Cop's coming up in December. The Darren Reed Foundation is also doing some toy giveaways or Christmas giveaway. Then we got our SAVs, and there's a lot of those. And all three of those organizations I know are always looking. So our viewers that are looking to find someone that, or if they know somebody that is in need, you can contact us through the SAVs, or you can contact the Shop with a Cop through Show Low PD and Pinetop Lakeside PD. And I know they're all looking for those names to.
And they're all looking for donations too. And it is the season for sharing. And it's a way to share and help out those who are less fortunate overall.
Right. But like I said, it's I can never reiterate, I can never get the picture out of my mind about how happy kids really are when they come out there and here comes somebody in uniform, and we try to get away from the thing, the guys in uniform, they're bad people and everything like that. Well, we get away from that by going out and giving them a toy or something like that, and their faces just light up, and it makes an officer's day, totally.
I know you guys are celebrating your 31st year as an organization, and we as the Sheriff's Office greatly appreciate you. But you guys are doing so much more than just traffic control now, and
absolutely.
Or just being a second hand for a deputy. You're doing house watches, but you're also doing so much to give back to the community. And this toy drive is one of those. It's very, very impressive.
Yeah, like Pat said, to see the kids' face light up, that's what it's all about. I know that we ride around in the sheriff's vehicles, and we go to different places, and you see these little kids, and we give out stickers that say no to drugs, and it's a badge, a lot like the sheriff's badge. And you give it to them, and you can just see it, their faces just light up. I mean, it's like, wow.
Unfortunately, this time of year, there's a lot of home burglaries, and you've mentioned the house watch stuff. How does that work, and how can somebody who's maybe gone for a while or just a seasonal resident can get a hold of you, and what do you do?
Each unit has an SAV unit. They have houses that are assigned to them that people voluntarily sign up for through our website. Once again, it's www.savofnc.org, and they can click on the House Watch button and they can submit an application to that. And what it does is that once we receive it, then it goes into a zone book. So we have Hebrew overguards split up into zones, and then we have an SAV assigned to each one of those zones. And once a week, they will go out physically and they will walk their entire house on the outside exterior area, looking for things that are out of the ordinary. And if we find something based on our own experiences or whatever, we might contact them first by phone. If not, we will call a deputy if something is that's really amiss with the house, and then deputies will come out and check the house, and then we'll get the clearance from them, and we'll let the people know about it.
Do you have to reach out to homeowners very often?
We do.
Yeah, we
do. We go to homeowners associations and talk to them. And
but actually, do you find houses have been burglarized?
Yeah, we have. Yeah. But our burglary rate in Hebrew Overguard, since we started this program, has gone down about 70% because we're out there and people see us, and we're high visibility, and that's what's important.
And to your question, Brad, I know not to answer for him, but I know that these gentlemen also, there's water leaks that happen. Yeah. Sometimes they do these house watch, and not just property crimes happen, but some other needs that, hey, you got roof that blown off through the storm. Okay. Just a little neighbors taking care of neighbors.
And tree fell on your house.
There's been a lot of little.
I had one where I was going by a house, and it was up on by the air park, and I walked out, and there was water shooting out of the gentleman's living room, and where it was coming from a pipeline that had broken in his leading to his washer, and it had the whole first floor flooded. And he was up here all summer long, but he didn't stay in it one day because he was doing all the interior maintenance on the house. So it was something that paid off. And
The primary watch is home security, but there's oftentimes there's plumbing problems too.
When you go around an area and you familiarize yourself with the houses in the area, you're going to find out just by visually looking. You can see if there's something amiss, and that kind of puts us into a different level, and we can look at it a little bit more closer and then notify and put into processes the way to rectify that situation.
Okay.
And we know what to look for because, what was it, 35%, I believe, are former law enforcement officers. So I don't know if anybody was a beat cop in any kind of a town. You always had there was a walking beat, and you checked doorknobs. And you walked down the street, and you actually rattled the door to see if it was open or not. And every once in a while, you'd find one.
Yeah. So 31 years, and I know this year we've had a couple graduations with the SAVs. We have one this month.
We have one tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight at 7 o'clock in Snowflake.
And that's going to push us over 100 members on our roster.
That's yes. I think we're graduating 17 tonight, and we have a total complement right now of about 95. So it's going to put us up to about 100.
And then it's going to put the juniors in.
And then we have the junior program.
Yeah.
So
what is the junior program?
The junior program is probably, I guess the easiest way to explain is like an explorer program.
Cadet explorer.
Yeah. Okay. They're 12 to 18-year-olds, and most of them are high school students. Junior high, of course, too, slides in there. And they have their own little group, and they learn different things about law enforcement, really. They do a lot of parade stuff for us. They march into parades because they're a lot younger than we are. And and they do a lot of they did some marketing and what's the word I want? They just to show up at the state fair, the county fair.
Yeah. Okay.
At the county fair. And they just, just a presence there. And other kids see them and they see the uniform. And the uniforms are similar to mine, except they have a rocker here that says Junior SAV on it. And
if people are interested in joining the SAVs, either as a cadet or a regular, or learning more about what you do to see if it would interest them, who do they contact?
There's an application form on our website, savofnc.org. I hope everybody gets that now. I'm sorry to reiterate, but it's right on there. They can submit an application to us. It'll go to our corporate office, and then depending on what their home address is, where they're currently living, that will go to that particular unit, and the director of that unit will contact those people and interview them, get them fingerprinted, get them into the application process, and our academies are normally in October and May of each year.
Usually how much time are you looking for somebody to give if they join the SAV?
Okay, we have a minimum of 10 right now, 10 hours a month. Okay, we've been discussing it. We're talking about going back to 8 because we've got a lot of people now that are joining that work full-time jobs. So they have a hard time getting 10 hours, where 8 hours would be, it's like one day's work, but you could split it up in 2 4-hour shifts. And the one thing that I wanted to say about what Pat said about people joining, you don't have to be a full-time resident. You can join. We have a lot of them that join that live up here in the summertime and then go back to Tucson or Phoenix or wherever. And they are SAVs, and they take a leave of absence in the wintertime and just head south because they're afraid of the cold weather, I guess.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we're all out of time, but we appreciate you coming, talking about the great things you guys do. And again, we appreciate not only you doing the house watches, but you're also giving to so many charities, giving to the children, and you guys do a tremendous job and represent the Sheriff's Office in
we appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Extraordinary way. So thank you, and we'll stay tuned for this month's Most Wanted.
Christian Aaron Rudelis has a valid and confirmed felony warrant for probation violation. Christian's last known address was Holbrook, Arizona. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Christian, please call Navajo County Communications Center at 928-524-4050. Or to remain anonymous, please call WeTip at 1-800-78-CRIME.